Nobody's going to be watching because we didn't advertise this at all. No. But what we've decided is we missed a couple of questions yesterday on the video Q&A session.
Yeah.
So what we thought we'd do is we would come back and answer those couple of questions that we missed and basically help those people out.
Yeah.
So the first question was from Tim Maley, and it was about blurring out parts of the video. Now, yes, there's many ways we can do this. Well, Mick's got a few ideas about not worrying about having to blur it out because you thought ahead when you were filming. But I'll go through very quickly the one. If you've already uploaded the video to YouTube, for example, you can actually on YouTube blur things out using the video editor on YouTube, and I'll show you very quickly. So basically, as you can see here, we have our blur feature. So we have face blur and custom blur. Okay, now let me make this a bit bigger. See if that makes it a bit bigger. There we are. So we got face blur and custom blur. Custom blur will allow you to basically choose a rectangle or track an object, which is quite handy, or fix a blur position. So I could actually say have an oval tracking an object, and the object could be then my face like so, even though I don't move around much in this video, but basically, and I can say how long I want it to be for, and I can extend the time and quite literally save that, and then it will basically track my face and blur me out. So that's one way, or we could do a fixed blur position when I can say I don't want that on show. So anything in the background.
Yeah, Brandon. Can you just take it back one page so they can see how to get into this screen?
Yes, well, basically you go to your YouTube Studio, you go to your channel content, and I don't have to discard changes. You go to your channel content, and then you basically just click on the edit, and then you go to editor.
Yeah, just I'm just preempting questions because they might not know how to get to that.
And then you add the blur from there. You can also trim and cut. You can add audio, end screens and info cards here as well. Though end screens and info cards are easier to do when you're editing properly. And that's really pretty much using YouTube to blur. But you can, as Mick's going to tell you, do it another way.
Well, there's a couple of ways actually. If you haven't uploaded it and you're still editing yourself, you can use a blur function in the actual software package as well. Same kind of principle that Gareth's just shown you. You can do so say for example your tripod shot and it's something you don't want to shot that's not moving, you can just literally put static blur there, or you have the option of tracking as well. Just depending on how much movement there is, it just takes a little bit longer. But if you've got control over your shoot, what you can do is just take anything out of shot that you don't want, if it's possible to do that. So just remove any branding that you don't want in there, anything that's sensitive documents. Whenever we film, for example, in offices, we say to them first, is there anything sensitive in this shot? They might screens up, we sort of screen, rather than upload the screen later, they just change screens, or they might have some documents on the desks. So just remove things like that, just for the shot. Or there could be people who don't want to be in shot. So if you've got control of the set, just say anyone who don't want to be in shot, can we just remove you for the 10 minutes, however long you're filming. And if you are out and about, same principle, if you film someone by accident, you can blur them as well. And if you're out and about in the street, you can actually film as well. There's no privacy in public. They have to make their own privacy. So if they don't want to be in shot, they either kind of come out of shot, or they have to maybe put a mask over their face or something, But if they are in shot and they do request, it's obviously polite to blur out as well, afterwards. If they come up with being shot, if you've already shot, you can't reshoot. So that's blurring. That's
Well, the rules are basically in public. So the rules are in public that basically you can film. There's CCTV everywhere. Think about it. And if you go on holiday and you take a photograph, you're not breaking the law, are you? But at the end of the day, if you are in somewhere like a shopping centre, that is private property, and you are a guest. It's like people who protest that they're not allowed to film on planes. Well, the plane belongs to the plane company, and you're a guest of that plane. Or if somebody came into your house and you said, "Please, would you stop filming?" You have every right to stop them. But in the street, no, Brett, you didn't miss us. We're just doing a quick follow up and also checking to see if my camera works a bit better. So essentially, don't worry about people. You will get people who will come up to you and ask you if you've got we've had it in the past. Have you got a license? I don't need a license to film in public. But yeah, so in reality, it's consider your backdrop. What we tend to do when we film with clients is when we've got screens in the background is put website on, innit?
Yeah.
Put the website up and then
more branding for the client.
More branding for the client.
Yeah. Just another thing, Gareth touched on actually. If you are sort of filming in a privately owned place, just get permission ahead of time.
Yeah, exactly. If you are going to film somewhere, like we filmed in the shopping centre down in town, and we just get in touch with the manager and say, look, we're doing this project for blah blah blah, do you mind if we film? And when we go down there and security come up to us and we tell them who we are, and then they radio up and they go, yeah, right, then carry on, lads.
Yeah.
And then there's no worries. Brett is with us, and it's quite good really, because Brett, you asked us a question. I started blurry again. It's fine again, but Mick is clearer. I'm going to have to work this out because it looks clear as day to me. But anyway, you asked us a question yesterday, Brett, which was basically about thumbnails on YouTube Shorts. And the answer is actually no, you cannot change or manipulate your YouTube Short thumbnails at the moment. I'll do my screen share again. I thought to myself, when you asked the question, I thought that's a good question. I thought that's really interesting. So what I did is I actually just went into one of my shorts, and when I got to the thumbnail area here in the edit, as it says, for now, you can't change the thumbnail on your short. So that's obviously something that they're working on. Basically, what Mick and I did this morning, we actually created a short to basically see if we could edit it while we were uploading and stuff. And no, you can't. I'm sorry to say, but you can't. There are articles out there which will say, yes, you can do this, that, and the other, but they're really old and out of date. Yeah. So we tested and followed a few of them, and it basically led us down a blind path. So no, you're fine. Yeah.
I mean, what's great about these Q&As is we're learning as well, because that's something we didn't know.
Every day's a school day.
Yeah, exactly. YouTube Shorts are quite new, and they're amending it all the time, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. I'm blurry again, by the way.
I think it's when you're coming out like screen share and things.
Is it?
You're in focus now.
It's got to be something to do with my internet, because I haven't got that much open at the moment either. So I'm going to have to work on it. But I am actually going to fiber to the house very shortly, so it shouldn't have any problems, which will be fun because I'll be on fiber.
Just so people know, he's actually got a better webcam than me as well. So
I have, yeah. I got, it's weird. It's really weird. I'm going to have to do more research. But there we are, just a quick 10-minute live video to answer and follow up with the questions that we missed yesterday. Have I borrowed, Brett says I've borrowed his camera. No. What, you mean your camera from 1992 or something, was it? But basically, so that's a quick follow-up. Really good way to do a bit more testing on the live streaming as well. Apologies to everybody on Facebook that if you're watching this now and you wanted to tune in yesterday, I don't know what went wrong. I set up the event, I connected it to the event, but the event was then saying, oh, it'll be starting soon at 5:30 when it had already finished. And I tell you what, I'm getting fed up with Facebook. Mr. Zuckerberg, sort your self out, because basically you're making it unusable. Doing the simplest thing to Facebook can sometimes feel like a bloody chore, to be honest. And there we are. Anyway, that's 10 minutes.
You worked out about LinkedIn as well, didn't you? That we can't.
Yes, LinkedIn. Yeah, when we do the messaging, we can see the messages in LinkedIn. For example, on Restream, I can see that Brett is messaging us on LinkedIn, but if we reply through Restream, you can't do it because it's read only. So basically, we worked that out as well. So we have to have the LinkedIn streaming feed up by the side of us so that we can type in the messages and then send the messages via LinkedIn to LinkedIn. But if we use the Restream, so we have to do everything twice when we're doing this, which is just silly, really. But it's all down to privacy settings and stuff. But there we are, anyway. Right. Well, we'll catch you all later.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Give us a shout. All right.
See you soon. Bye.